We are live, y'all. That was a long, fun card. 6 hours of boxing on that, basically. 6 hours of boxing. And the main event was good. The fights were good, and I just want to be very, very clear on this. When I say that Pauls and Heaney are two of the worst fighters I've seen headline a card, a big card like this in quite some time, I don't mean that as an insult. I just mean they aren't very good. The fight was good. The card was entertaining, but they should not have been at the top of the card. That's not a main event fight. That was sloppy, but it was fun. It was good. Both guys are mechanical and flawed and not top-notch fighters. But the action in the ring was good. That was a fun fight. I had Heaney winning. I'm okay with a draw. It was like a fun fight. What I'm not okay with is the dude that was handing out the WBA belt. He was now it was a draw, so the belt goes back to Heaney, obviously. But the dude that hands out the WBA belt, whatever regional belt that they were getting, lined up right behind Heaney, so you knew he was getting his belt back. Now, I assumed that he won. You know, you go to a fight, you go to a decision like that, you don't know who necessarily won. You know, you think you have who you thought won the fight, but that doesn't necessarily mean that person won the fight. And then the guy from the sanctioning body lines up right behind him, like he's going to give him his belt. That means this was a draw, so he gets his belt back. That means he was getting his belt back. That means Brad Pauls didn't win. So that's a poor job by the WBA guy, whoever that was, handing out the belt for the WBA. He lined up right behind Heaney. Like, I don't know if you guys picked up on this, but the WBA sanctioning body official, whoever that was, tipped his hand. He let the world know that Heaney was getting his belt back. You gotta line up in the middle, save some suspense. All in all, though, I'm gonna let everyone pour in, guys. Let me see. What up, Rocket? What up, Rocket? How'd you like the card, man? And then Kevin Brown, 140-pound world title contender from Cuba. Kevin Brown. What up, Kevin Brown? And for y'all not in the Patreon, I'm going to put the link for the Patreon in the chat here. Come join us. Join us in the Patreon. It's just $5 a month. It gets you the lock of the week. It gets you ask to book you anything. Ask me a handicap breakdown, any fight. I'll do it for you. I'll show you how to make money on all these fights. You also get a free t-shirt. You get a ton of cool perks. It's just $5 a month. Let me fix that. Let me fix that real quick. What up, Rocket? How do you like the fights? I mean, let me fix my horrible typos in that. That was hard to read, honestly. All right. You got a bunch of people pouring in here. It was a good card. Draws in boxing should not be. I've talked about this, right? Like, keep them wrapped up, keep them in their gloves, keep them gloved up, and then what I said is let them fight one more round. Let them fight a 13th round. Whoever wins that round on 2 of the 3 cards wins the fight. What do you guys think of that? Is that a horrible idea, Kevin? Like, read the cards, let them know it's a draw, but keep them in their gloves, and they fight a 13th round if it's a draw. You guys, I don't know if y'all know this. I think most of you guys will know this because you're smart guys. But if the commission, and everybody, the scorekeeper, the commission, and everyone, they know the scorecard. The scorecard is only really a surprise to the fighters and to us. Everyone else knows, right? Because the scorecard, at the end of each round, the rep will take the score from each of the judges and they hand it to the scorekeeper. The scorekeeper tallies it round by round by round. So there's a scorekeeper and somebody from the commission, someone else from the commission, and someone from each of the sanctioning bodies, all sitting there, and the promoter can be in on it. Like, it's not necessarily a secret like you guys may think. So we know. So if you do have a draw after 12 rounds, have them fight one more round. Winner take all, sudden death. Not a bad idea, is that right? That's not terrible. 13 rounds. Or just have 13 round fights and you'll have a lot less draws. That's old school. 24 round fights. Go. We do we do it again. Draws are only winners for bookies. You got that right. Kev. The bookies love that. And that's why I thought Canelo Triple G1 was a draw for the bookies. Yeah. Draws are for the bookies. Draws are for the bookmakers. Who really bets on a draw, right? Like, you pick a side. I'm with Kev. Let's get rid of draws. And I like my idea for a 13th round. Keep the gloves on. Read off the scorecards. It's a draw. Okay, guys. 3 minutes. Put it all on the line. Rolly Romero versus Isaac Cruz is going to be entertaining as hell. Might be better than Keith Thurman versus Tim. From an entertainment standpoint, this is a can't miss. This is a really, really good fight from an entertainment standpoint. Rolly and Isaac Cruz, that's a top-notch fight. I'm leaning towards Cruz. I'm going to do a video of that rather soon. I'm going to get that out quickly, probably tomorrow, potentially, maybe, or Monday. But I'm going to have that video out. I like Cruz a lot. Now, both guys are flawed. Both guys are beatable, but both guys could win this fight, too. Nobody bets on a draw. But I like Rolly versus Isaac Cruz from an entertainment standpoint, from a betting standpoint, and who I think is going to win. I'm leaning towards Cruz right now, but that's not my official prediction. I'll have my official video out soon. What do you think about Garcia? Ryan Garcia? Is that Ryan? I don't think he's fighting April 20th. I'm not saying that fight's not fitting to happen, and it's not fitting to happen next. April 20th is 5 weeks away. I don't see it. Like, that guy's lost his dang mind. I don't see him fighting Devin Heaney in 5 weeks. If he does, it's not going to go well. Are we talking about Ryan Garcia? What Garcia are we talking about? Are we talking about Ryan Garcia? I mean, I think Heaney beats him if we're talking about Ryan Garcia. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Devin's going to whip the shit out of him if it happens. I agree. I don't really see any path to victory for Ryan Garcia at all. I mean, he would have to land with the big left hook early and just put him out, but I don't see that happening. Like, I think Devin's going to beat him easily, convincingly. But yeah, Ryan Garcia, I like Devin Heaney to dog walk him. I like Devin Heaney. We agree that Ryan quit in the Tank fight, right? Like, Ryan could have got up and continued. He just chose not to. And that's what happened. Like, we agree that's what happened. Does Devin Haney stop him? Devin Haney's not a hitter. But like Regis said, he's not a big puncher, but his shots are like daggers. Like, they're just coming at you. And you don't really get time to see him coming and recover from him. So I'm thinking maybe a late stoppage. And I want to see the line on that. Like, it might be worth putting a little something because the odds are gonna be so in favor of Devin Haney by decision. Like, the over under. There's all the props are going to be in favor of that. Is it worth? We'll see when it comes out. I'll take a look at it. Is Devin by stoppage worthy? Put a couple bucks on it. Does it make sense? Apparently, Mayweather sold his injury to Tank. Hey, Kev, let me ask you this. Who do we think wins, Haney or Tank? If that fight did happen, 140 pounds, who wins, Mayweather or Tank? I mean, Mayweather or Tank. Tank or Haney? Because I'm leaning towards Tank on that. I know, I don't care. It's not about the sparring tape. It's not the sparring tape. That's not interesting to me. I just don't. Haney. You think Haney Rafa says Haney beats Tank? Davis is on another level. He's getting better. I agree with Rocket. The only one, and I'm not saying I think he could win, I'm saying if someone beats Tank, I think it might be Shakur. I would probably look if that fight happened. If Tank fought Shakur, I'd lean towards Tank. But Shakur is so difficult to hit. Could Shakur avoid him for 12 rounds? If he can, he beats him. You got Tank too. So Rafa's got Heaney. Rocket's got Tank. See, this is why we need to see this fight because there's no consensus. No one knows who's going to win that fight. Like we all have our opinion. But like it's not like Heaney and Ryan. Everyone knows Haney's going to win. Heaney and Tank, man, you're going to get a lot of divergences of opinion here. Kev, you like Garcia to win the fight? You think Garcia? You think Garcia wins? You think he wins the fight? Oh, you like Garcia just as a fan? Okay, all right, I see what you're saying. He's but I don't know if he's going to win. So he's a Ryan Garcia. Oh, that's cool. I like Ryan too. I met him. I got to talk to him a bit when he was in San Antonio when he fought Emmanuel to go, a while back. He's a good dude. He's a really nice kid, polite kid, friendly kid. His brother was super nice too. Like you can tell they're good kids from a good family. He's a good dude. I root for Ryan Garcia. It's nothing personal. I like him. I just think Devin Haney is going to absolutely destroy him. Shakur beats Tank. Maybe. I would probably. That's a tough one, man. His defense is too tight. It is. He's the best defensive fighter in the world right now by a mile. And I know no disrespect to Haney, but defensively, it's so hard to put hands on him. You can't really score in combinations. But like Tank's skills, people just look at his Tank as a come forward swarmer, like pressure knockout. He's so much more skilled than that. Like Tank is good. Tank is really good at setting up the shots, closing the distance. Tank is so good. Like that Shakur. If Shakur fought Tank, I don't know, man. Like I'm gonna go back and forth on that. I just don't know. Who wins versus Canelo versus Tank if they beat it? Well, okay. I actually like this, right? Because you want me to say Canelo. If Canelo were to make 160, he'd have to cut his leg off. Right? Like he'd have to cut half his leg off to make 160. So maybe Tank, because Canelo would either have to dehydrate himself to the point of death or cut his leg off. Either way, Tank beats him. So if they fought at 60, I'm taking Tank. If they fought at 68, I'll take Canelo. See, you thought I was going to go talk there and just say Canelo's stupid. No. Canelo would either have to kill himself to make the weight or cut his leg off. So I'm taking Tank. Canelo's a big dude. He's going to have trouble making 68, like 75. Smoke, I want to ask you. Let's get your opinion in on this, Smoke. I like your opinion on things. Tank versus Shakur. Hypothetically, not scheduled to happen. There's no rumors of it happening. Tank versus Shakur. Who do you got and why? I try, man. Rocket, man. I'm crazy. I try. I do. I know this card wasn't the coolest card in the world. It wasn't the best card in the world, but it was entertaining. And I do want to talk about it, but I want to hear what Smoke has to say about a hypothetical Shakur Tank fight. My gut kind of leans towards Tank, but I don't know, man. Shakur is so hard to put hands on. Like he's so hard, you can't really win rounds with him. He's just really hard. That's really the other fight I find really interesting, which I want people to start talking about. It's been a little bit of rumors here in Texas about it, like just little rumblings. Xander Zayas and Virgil Ortiz. If you go to my channel, I interviewed Xander, and he said, no, those rumors are real. Like it's been discussed, and it's not happening next, but it could happen. Xander Zayas and Virgil Ortiz. Who we got? Who we like? Who we got? Shakur would win, but Tank is smart as well. The fight might be a draw. Rematch for the bookies. The draw is for the bookies. Yeah, I know. If Tank doesn't win by knockout, he's going to have to drop him twice, 3 times. to win enough rounds because it's just so hard to win rounds with Shakur. You can't hit him, right? Like if Tank's gonna win that fight, he's gonna have to win it abruptly. Smoke says, I don't think Shakur can beat Tank. Even he's good, have skills, have best distance, but him lack power. He doesn't have big punch. Right. Like, that's really the thing. Can Shakur keep Tank off of him for 12 rounds? It's good. I mean, he doesn't really have the power. Can Tank just get in on him? And then eventually, when he keeps getting in on him, land that one shot, right? I don't think he can really win a decision unless he drops him like 4 times against 4 10-8 rounds. But that's not his path to victory. His path to victory is just knocking him out. To be fair, Tank had problems at times, specifically early in that fight, closing the distance on Barrios. Now, Barrios is huge, completely different fighter. I get it. But if he had trouble closing the distance on Barrios, who's kind of slow and plotting shots, my boy Barrios, good friend of mine, could Shakur realistically keep that distance? It's a good question. It's a fair question. No, power doesn't always win fights. Shakur will frustrate. That Rocket, 100% that could happen. I want to make 2 things clear here. Tank doesn't have normal power, like normal good power. He's got special power. And yes, I agree, power doesn't win fights. And Shakur doesn't have good defense. Like, he's not a good defensive fighter. He's a special, once-in-a-generation defensive fighter. So that's what makes the fight so interesting, is what both guys offer is unique. There's no other fighter out there right now like Shakur Stevenson. There's no other fighter out there right now like Tank Davis. That's why I love this fight. If I could make any one fight in boxing right now, it's that one. Who wins, Fury or AJ? Ooh, that's a good one, Kevin Brown. Boy, probably Fury. I would lean towards Fury. AJ's mechanical. He struggles with movers, right? I mean, I'm not trying to downplay Francis Ngannou. Shout out to Francis Ngannou for taking these fights. But AJ just knocked out a guy who was 0-1. AJ, a former unified 2-time heavyweight champ, fought a guy who was 0-1. Yeah, the knockout was vintage, classic, beautiful knockout. Like, it was picture perfect. Like, did you see the reaction of Usyk watching the knockout? It's like, ooh, right? Like, it's a beautiful knockout. He knocked out a guy who was 0-1. And I'm not saying Ngannou's a bum or anything like that. What I'm saying is he's 0-1. For me, is Fury, everyone just underrated him. To a degree, when he fought Wilder initially, I thought he'd win. I did. And I think people have caught up to Fury. Look, if Fury is 6'9", and I think his best weight is 260, 265. I think if he's at that weight, he's really hard to beat because he can still move. He's still agile at that weight. But we've seen him up higher than that, 270, 280. I think that's too heavy for him. And he went up high in weight to fight Wilder. And he wanted to lean, get on side Wilder, because Wilder's power is at the end of his punches. You have to get inside on him, right? And you get inside on him, you lean on him, you take his legs away, you break him down, and he did what he did to him in those last 2 fights. Ben Davidson's game plan, I'm not saying it was wrong. It's not as good as Sugar Hill's game plan to wear him out, to take his legs from him. That was the better game plan. I want to see Subaru Matias in the mix with the other guys around 140. Yeah, Matias is a beast. You know what Matias reminds me of? A 140-pound version of Sor Rungvisai, right? Like, he's a physical force. He's flawed. He can be hit and he can be had, but you better be damn careful, because if you're not, he's going to rip your head off. Like, if you're not defensively cautious and responsible for 36 minutes, Subaru Matias might take your head off. He will take your head off. I'm going to amend that. Oh, God, yes. Fury is absolutely running from Usyk. He's literally running into doorknobs. Like, did you see the cut that Usyk got on his eye during sparring? You don't get a cut like that during sparring. Like, stop. You're wearing headgear. Even if you got an elbow, like, what the guy had his elbow wrapped in nails and he hit you with it? Like, how did his eye get like that from a sparring? Stop. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Fury has been running from Usyk, and I'm still not convinced that fight's going to happen either. Although I think there's enough money in it that it will. I think Fury's looking at it. If I lose, I lose. It's a ton of money. Okay, I want to get into this. Tim versus Keith. What if Keith wins? I think he's going to win. And we're going to disagree on this. I think Keith is too good. I think Keith is an A-plus fighter. And Tim's a very good fighter, but he's not an A-plus fighter. And Keith, I talked to Keith a while ago. And Keith said he weighed 192 pounds. I don't think he's going to be small for 154. Now, he might be smaller than Tim, because Tim's a big 154, but I don't think he's going to be too small for the weight class. I think Keith is going to be just fine in this fight. Now, the question, the layoff, the age, the inactivity, yeah. Keith is an A-plus fighter. If Keith wasn't weird and took maternity leave for 2 years multiple times, Keith could have been one of the great 147 pounders of all time. He really could have been. But he's weird, and he wanted to smoke weed in Japan or whatever, and which is fine. Like, your life is your life, man. But he could have been one of the best 147 pounders. Prime Fury versus Prime Ali. I'm going to take Ali, just not to be disrespectful. Although, I'm one of these guys, I like to do Euro fighters, but I'm still going to take Ali. Ali was I say this about Usyk, I'm going to say the same thing about Ali. AJ, Wilder, Fury are very good heavyweights. Usyk is a great fighter who happens to be a heavyweight. If you shrunk Usyk down to a 168-pounder, a 140-pounder, a 118, if you could just shrink him down, he's great. Doesn't matter what weight he's at. He's a great fighter. Same thing for Ali. Ali came up. Ali was a light heavyweight in the Olympics. Like, Ali just happened to be big. But if he was a little guy, if he was a welterweight, if he was a bantamweight, it doesn't matter. Ali's skills and his speed and his abilities. Like, we always talked about Floyd Mayweather kind of perfecting the pull counter. Ali was doing the pull counter as a heavyweight 40 years before Floyd was. Like, Ali was different. So I'm going to take Ali. Usyk beats Fury on point, split decision. Probably split decision, because one of the judges already handed their card in for Fury. One judge already scored the fight for Fury. So split decision. I agree. If you can get a prop on that, honestly, if you can get a prop on that, you should take that. Fury by split decision. I like it. Tim is, I haven't even looked at the book on that yet. Tim is minus 900. Tim is minus 900. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Just take a bet on Keith. It doesn't make sense. Minus 900? Hot damn. Yeah, bet on Keith. Is that DraftKings Rocket? I haven't even looked at that. It's not in my purview right now. I'll get to it. But is that DraftKings? I mean, I'm sure all the books are closed, but what book did you get? Minus 900. That's wild. Did you guys forget? Did y'all forget like how good Keith Thurman is? Y'all must have forgot. Canelo, Mayweather in their primes. But all right. I mean, it's different weight classes. I mean, I don't hate that take, Kevin Brown, but like, this is like, who would win, Hagler or Mayweather? Well, Hagler's a middleweight, so Hagler probably. Your bookie's got him Rocket. I mean, look, it's worth the risk, bro. Minus 900. It's not worth betting on. It's not worth betting on Tim at minus 900. What that tells me, like, think of it this way: if they fought 10 times, the bookies are telling me that Tim Tszyu is going to win 9 times, minus 900. Think about that. It would take him 10 times to beat him once. That's insane. Like, do we forget about Keith Thurman? Yeah, Usyk lacks power, but he's comprehensive. And this is what I said was ultimately the problem with Usyk. Not that there's a problem. Is you can't UD12 your way through the heavyweight division like the way Floyd Mayweather or Pernell Whitaker, or Bernard Hopkins, UD12'd their way through their weight classes. In the heavyweight division, you have to knock people out. You can't go the distance with everyone because you all eventually get knocked out because these guys can all hit, right? They're all hitters. So you can't just go 12 and win. Eventually you're going to get knocked out. So, look, I'm going to pick Usyk to win, but I understand that at some point, if he doesn't start knocking people out, he himself will get knocked out. Keith's inactivity is a problem. Okay, I get it. I'm critical of his inactivity too. Did he look bad against Barrios to you? I mean, again, that was 2 years ago. I get it. I don't know what the hell Keith is doing with his inactivity, but it hasn't seemed to affect him. Like, he looked great against Barrios, and now it's another 2 years off. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna pull this up, and y'all are gonna have a good laugh. I'm gonna pull up Keith Thurman's box rack. Hang on. Where is it? Nope. I want y'all to see this. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see this? Here is 2015. He beats Collazo. He fights once in 2016. He fights Sean Porter. He fights once in 2017. He fights Danny Garcia. Okay. So 15, 16, and 17, he's just fighting once a year. Then he doesn't fight at all in 2018. He fights in January of 2019. He fights Josesito Lopez. He comes back and fights Pacquiao 6 months later. Then he takes 2.5 years off and fights Barrios. Then he takes 2 years off again and fights Tim Tszyu. I've never seen a box track quite like this, right? Like, he's got one split decision loss. It's not like he got knocked out brutally. He's got horrible losses and he took time away. It's like, can someone explain this box track? Okay. So in the last 7.5 years, he's fought 4 times. That's the prime of his career, right? Like, how old is he now? 34? I think he's 34. He's fought 7 times from the time he was 27 to the time he was 34. It's your life, pal. Do what you want with it. Like, it's your life. I respect your decisions. Do what you want to do with your life. But you pissed away the entire prime of your career, so you can't be considered a great welterweight. I hate it too, man. The activity, Rocket says the inactivity of Keith worries me. I hate it. No, I'm with you, Rocket. I don't understand it. Like, it's not like he made good money. Don't get me wrong. He made good money. But it's not like he made Floyd Mayweather money, where he was making $30 to $50 million a fight base plus the pay-per-view back end. He's making $5 million a fight, $3 million a fight. Why wouldn't you fight as much as possible? The thing is, Usyk is skilled, but he's aging. He's almost 38. No, he is. He is, Kevin. That's true. But that whole generation of heavyweights now are old. Wilder's old. Fury's old. What's Fury? Fury's 35, 34. He's a little younger, granted, but he's no spring chicken either. And what I would say is Usyk has done a much better job of maintaining his body than Fury has. And I don't really think that you can argue that, right? Like, I think Usyk has aged better because he's taking care of his body more than Fury has. Like, let me give you an example on basketball. LeBron James, physical freak, spends millions of dollars every year on maintaining his body. He's still playing at an extremely high level at 39. Luka Doncic, amazing player. You compare the early years of their career, Luka versus Bron, they are strikingly similar, remarkably similar statistically. Do you think there's any chance that fat Lithuanian is going to play till he's 39 at a high level like LeBron James? There's no chance, right? Because he doesn't maintain his body. Usyk has done an incredible job of maintaining his body so he can fight until he's older. Fury hasn't. So Fury's going to crash and burn quicker, like Ricky Hatton. like Chavez, right? Like he's not going to fight till he's 40 at a high level because he really, in between fights, he blows up in weight. And Fury's, the worst offender of them all. He's 500 pounds and this and that. Look at Crawford. He's 37, still winning. Yeah, he maintains his body. Crawford is a physical masterpiece. Is Crawford 37 now? Wow. It gets away. Yeah, he might be 36, 37. He's getting up there. Shout out to my boy Terrence Crawford. Keith married a rich Indian lady and had kids. Family life slowed him down. What did Mickey tell Rocky? Women weaken knees. Look, I'm married. The best thing I've ever done was get married. I'm blessed to be married. I've got 3 kids who I love more than anything in this world. My wife, my kids, I'm blessed. God's truly blessed me. I get being married. But, yeah, it slowed them down. It's weakened them. I'm not saying in any type of bad way. Right? I don't mean this in a bad way, but here's my point. When you go to fight camp, when you're away at camp, you don't bring your chick with you. Because the chick is going to make you softer. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Right? When you with your chick, I don't want to get out of bed. Maybe we'll sit on the couch. Maybe we'll fool around on the couch. Maybe we'll watch a movie. When you go to camp and it's all guys, it's all business. It's all business. If you want to be the best fighter version of you, be around all men. Now, I'm not saying that's the best human being version of you, right? Man was meant to be with woman, right? So I don't mean it in a bad way, but like if you want to be the strongest, hardest version of you, surround yourself with all men. Women will soften you, and I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way, but I think Rafa has a point. I think yeah, men are built for competition. Like Kevin's right, men are built for competition. Like we're built to compete against each other. We are. We're not built to compete against women, right? Like, you don't argue with your chick who's the better whatever, right? Like, men are built for competition. Zhang and Parkwell rematch. What do you think about it? Ooh, is that going to happen, Smoke? Is that done? Is that officially going to happen? Zhang's getting old. I'd probably lean towards Parker. in the rematch. Zhang's got to get him out. Zhang's got to follow up. Zhang had his chances. But what I would advise Zhang to do is get on that Mexican beef because he faded. He was doing well in that fight. He had his chances, but he just faded. He needs some of that special sauce, some of that Conor Ben, that Canelo, carne asada special beef. That's what he needs. Zhang said it. I'm down. I'm down for the fight. Like the fight was interesting. But Zhang needs to follow up when he has his man hurt. I appreciate this, Kevin. Who's gonna win this? Jake Paul or Tyson? Tyson. And I'm gonna tell you why. Or is it a fix? Well, you took the words out of my mouth. So here's the Andre August fight, which is a Jake Paul fight from late 2023 in December of 2023. Andre August was trained by a guy named Justin Deshawn. You can go to my 3D boxing, my Texas boxing scene channel, and I've interviewed Justin Deshawn. He's a Houston-based fighter, Corpus Christi. He's in that whole coastal bend. He's well known. He's sparred. He's trained with everybody. And my point is, Justin Deshawn trained Andre August for that fight. Justin Deshawn informed me in no uncertain terms that Andre August took a dive and was paid to do so. So Jake Paul's fight against Andre August in December of 2023, for a fact, as per the trainer, was a fix, and he took a dive. I'm going to put that out there. My point was Mike Tyson ain't going to take a dive. Mike Tyson has respect for the sport of boxing. Mike Tyson is not going to take a dive. So Mike Tyson's going to win because he's not going to take a dive. Like, you guys think it's a little suspicious that, Jake Paul knocks everyone out in the first round? Like, he's not a boxer, but he knocks everyone out in the first round. It's ridiculous. Can't wait to see your prediction video on Keith and Rolly Ramiro. We'll get him out. I'll get him out soon. I'm going to roll through them. Rocket, in the Patreon, let me know what videos you want me to do. Because, there's been so many fights. I can't do a video for everything. Each video takes me about 5 hours. but I'll do as many as I can. I'll try to get at least one out a day. Some days I can get 2 out. I want to see Tyson Smith. So do I. I was never a Tyson fan. I was a Holyfield guy. But yeah, I want to see Tyson smash Jake Paul. The fight is ridiculous. Smoke, that is the best statement of the day. There's nothing truer than that. This fight is absolutely ridiculous. It's in Dallas. I'm not going. I don't have any interest in the fight other than I want to see Mike Tyson destroy him. Do you guys want to talk about this ESPN card? I know did that Golden Boy card start already? It had to have started already. You guys just want me to come back later tonight and talk about the Golden Boy card? You guys want to go watch the Golden Boy card, and then we'll reconjoin. We'll revisit this in a little bit. Or do you guys want to talk about the Queensberry, the Frank Warren card? What do you guys want to do? Because I'm fine either way. I can sit there and talk about Nathan Heaney being mechanical and robotic, but I think it's. Rocket says, I sent you a picture on the Patreon, the fights to break down if you can, not all. Okay. I haven't gotten much of a chance to get to it. This card went on for 6 freaking hours. I like it. I haven't left my recliner all day, but to come up and do this video, but I haven't gotten a chance to do much, but I'm going to after today. I'm going to get to the videos. I'm going to start uploading videos, and I'll have one up each day, so I'll be able to do 5, 6, 7 videos again like I did last week, plus these live streams. Let's do it 3D. All right, so you guys, you want to go watch? Did the Golden Boy card start yet? Is it on? Let's go watch the Golden Boy card. Let's watch the Golden Boy card. People are streaming leaking out anyway, which is fine. And then after the Golden Boy card, we'll do the late stream and we'll review the Golden Boy card. We'll go over the Golden Boy card, and then we'll touch on this if y'all want to. But it's March 16th, 2024, from Texas to the world. Thank you, and God bless.